Hello, fellow card game enthusiasts, and welcome to the unveiling of Dragon Ball Super's first ban list.
Is that our intro now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I'm down with it.
I can't think of anything better, so why not?
Alright, we're saying.
This channel's about card games.
It truly is. Alright then,
So, it is ban list season, finally.
Okay,
and
hold up. Ban list. Using the term ban list in this situation...
I mean, I know this isn't a banned card, but that's true to what we're getting, is it's going on the ban list.
Yeah, I mean, it's going on limited list at least.
Right, but usually those lists are put together.
They are, I agree.
So, for anyone who's, not familiar with this sort of thing, this is their first card game playing Dragon Ball Super, other games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, pretty much any card game that exists at some point has broken itself beyond repair other than taking a card straight out of the game.
And or limiting its usage.
Yes. Sometimes balance is very difficult to maintain when you have so many cards and you just keep adding, so sometimes they just gotta, pull the plug.
Yeah.
So, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has
It has a lot of cards.
It has 50 cards on it if you include the limited and semi-limited cards.
Really? Only 50?
Maybe more than that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
of cards.
there's a lot of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh that are
maybe 100
worthy of being banned and or limited. So
Magic the Gathering has much smaller lists, but that's largely because it's not.
They also do
format.
set rotations.
Yeah,
they do set rotations, which I know that there's one thing in this game that I know I've said millions of times. I don't like set rotations. I think it's kind of a kick in the face to the people who buy your product.
I'm not sure I agree.
You don't have to. That's just my opinion personally. And people do it right. Magic does it right. It's fine. But I kind of know that I don't like ban lists either. But at the same time, they're needed.
Yeah, it's rough. It would be nice if all cards were just always playable, but as we're going to see with this card, sometimes they just make the game too limited in scope. There's not enough variety.
A while back they were discussing about a watch list on Dragon Ball Super. One of the cards was the Super Saiyan 3 Goku leader that's very prominent everywhere right now. And the other one was Legendary Flute.
Yes, and SS3 Goku has been taken off the list now. It is staying how it is. It's not getting an errata. So you're just going to have to live with it, all you people who hate it.
At least for now, until it gets back on. Until it gets put back on the list. Well, which if it continues being as prominent as it is, it might eventually. But
we'll see. It depends on how this limitation goes. Which
I think I really don't know if this will change the game too much.
Well, let's have a look so we can talk about it more. It's the Legendary Flute.
Legendary Flute gets brought down to 1 after September after September 21st. You can only have one of these in any given deck,
and that includes the copies in your side deck. The combined values can only equal 1.
Yes. So this card, I get it. It's very powerful. You can bounce back any card that's 3 or less, and if it's your own card, you can draw a card, which is pretty cool all on its own. Bounce back a one of your Gohans that plays itself after combo and get an extra card off of it, and still be able to get that extra power is nice. That'd be kind of cool. This is mainly played with the Super Saiyan 3 leader because the leader's fucking blue. Any leader that's blue can play this. Doesn't have to be specific towards anything, even though this is a Tapion thing. I want a Tapion leader.
Yeah, between this and the crazy, amount of cards that SS3 Goku can put on board when combined with reliable trunks. Chain attack trunks. Really does make the deck like just gain crazy advantage. It's largely what's causing the deck to be played a lot is those things in combination. I don't like Legendary Flute. I don't think is like the sole reason. It's a bunch of little factors together that make that deck.
It's a good card in the deck. It's not anything that makes the deck. I don't think so. This limit, I personally do not believe will have any impact on how many of those decks we are seeing.
I think I agree, but I do think that it will perhaps reduce the dominance in the tops. I think the decks will still be very, very present. I think maybe we'll just see they won't be quite as powerful. This card does afford a very useful tool to the deck.
It does. So what do we think we will see in the future now that this game has a ban, limited, and stuff? That this is the first ever card that's been banned/limited. So what do we think we're going to see more in the future? Like, do you think we're going to see a lot more of this kind of stuff patrolling around, or do we think that Bandai's going to keep it as like doing this as a last resort to cards? Because I know that they like to look at a card and more errata it instead of trying to just hit up and get rid of it like they did with Evil Wizard Babidi.
Bandai has been really good in its in trying to make sure that the game stays fun and balanced, and they've done a very good job of communicating about that fact. I don't see the game is still very in its very early stages right now. So even though this card is very clearly extremely powerful, that doesn't mean that we're going to see like tons of cards like this get hit like right away.
I do like how they went straight to the limited instead of just the outright ban.
Yeah. And I even think that was maybe a little too far. I think it would have been fine at 2.
It would have been fine at 2. Look, again, that's what I'm deciding to play in my deck, even though, like, when we go into our regionals that we are preparing for, it's going to be before this, so 4 copies are still allowed when we're doing our tournament.
Yeah.
But I'm still only going to play 2 with 1 in the side deck, which I think is a nice, good number for this card.
I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure someday we're going to see something like, if there's no rotation, I could see them hitting something like Chain Attack Trunks if like a card came out that made it totally busted.
Yeah, and was actually able to truly get played off of it.
Yeah. Like I could see some, in the future, cards that we don't see as too powerful today might get hit later on if there's a really broken combo.
Yeah, that's just how it is when, like, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh, that happens all the time. I believe in Cardfight Vanguard that happened quite a few times, actually. There's not much of a list in Vanguard, which I always liked. It was less, like, a card wasn't banned. I remember a card wasn't banned, but it wasn't allowed to be played first. Like, as you're starting Vanguard, you weren't allowed to have that, as you could have it in the deck, just not as that. So certain stipulations are nice, I think.
I think we're going to see Bandai continue to lean more towards using erratas to fix cards over reducing the usage. And also they continue to print counters to cards that are very OP.
Yeah.
Which is not an approach I so much agree with.
I don't know.
I don't really like that there's like cards that very specifically deal with only one other card. Even though the text is vague enough to work on any future card, like Cronoa, it pretty much only stops Shigesh.
It only stops Shigesh for now, but that does leave them openings to make more super combos like that in the future.
They do.
And
it does. But they didn't do
I
that.
I could see them making a Namekian one fairly easily.
Right.
And that means they already have like an answer for that in the backup, and it leaves it open. So
yeah,
I don't think that decision by Bandai is a bad one. I love that Bandai communicates with its audience and its consumers and so on and so forth. and
Yeah,
I think you'll.
I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I don't. It's not an approach I personally like all that much. But they
Yeah.
have been very fantastic with communication, unlike
Konami.
unlike companies like Konami.
Yeah. Yeah. Konami just
so-
does stuff and says deal with it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Legendary Flute on September 21st will be limited to any and all decks.
Yep. Put it on your calendar.
So, play it in your decks at 4 while you can. Enjoy it while you can. Or not enjoy it, whatever you have your opinion on.
Yeah,
this card.
or you could just like
Not play it.
decide not to play the
green
game.
deck.
You just be like, screw this game.
They made one chain. Screw this game. Alright. Well, we
Thank
hope
you
you
so much
guys
for
enjoyed this
watching.
video. Comment down any future ideas that you might have about what this game's going to do with this newfound thing.
Yeah, or even ideas for content if you want to see us do something.
And please subscribe, like, comment, so on and so forth.
Yep.
Hope to stick around and hope to see you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.